me click this button here. Facebook's always a little bit behind on everything. Excellent. Lovely. What's going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone is having a great week as we wind down for Thanksgiving, seeing some family, or maybe just getting some extra things done that have been weighing down our to-do list for the last couple days and sometimes weeks. So what I want to do here today is to share a story with each and every one of you, because I know there's many of you who are inside of our communities watching this who feel stuck in your careers, in your lives, and you feel like you don't have a whole lot of options available for you to kind of break through to where things can finally start to feel a little bit easier, where you have a little bit more leverage within your life. And there's one client that we've had and that we've been working with for several weeks now whose story really stood out to me and I thought would be really inspiring for many of you. Dr. Becky Evans, who we have on here, and give her some love in the comments because she could be doing anything right now. She put your son, right?
Say again.
You put your son down for a nap, right?
Yeah, put my son down for a nap, and here I am. That's the life of being a human, really.
That's right. So we got this small window. She could be doing a lot of things right now with that very valuable time when you can get your kids to sleep. But she's here to share her story. So make sure we give her some love in the comments here, whether you're watching the live or watching the replay. Becky, if you can, just tell us a little bit about yourself, your practice, where you're from, who you help, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Becky Evans. I've been a PT for 7.5 years. I work in the pelvic health space, treating men and women. And just with whatever pelvic dysfunction, you can create any image in your mind for that. But I have always worked for an employer and have loved it. It's, been great working around like-minded people and learning from others and really growing in my career. But I also have a life outside of my work, and I have 2 beautiful children at home, ages 3 and 14 months. And I have my husband that we've been married for 8 years. And that matters to me. The reason why I chose being a physical therapist is so I could have work-life balance. I mean, I chose it because it was a good career choice, but I knew, 10, 15 years ago, 15, gosh, at this point, that I wanted to be able to have longevity in my career and also be able to be there for my family or whatever comes my way. So all that being said, that's been great. But now that I have 2 kids, I really, with the cost of childcare and just the amount of time and energy it takes to have 2 little humans, working for a traditional employer has been challenging because I need to work around my children's schedule because otherwise I'm working full time and paying my entire paycheck to daycare. And so that's just really challenging. And 3 or 4 months ago, I was with some of my old colleagues at a bridal shower for one of our old coworkers. And all of the other women at this bridal shower all were doing their own solo PT practice. And I said, now, wait a minute. If you guys can do that, I can do that. But I had no idea where to start. But I knew it would give me the freedom of time and more financial freedom that working for a traditional employer wouldn't offer. And so one of those 3 women had done this course, and she said, "Hey Becky, after this bridal shower is over, like let's schedule a play date with, because she has kids too, ASAP, so I can tell you really what you need to do." And she gave me the whole spiel on Clinical Marketer, and she's like, now, you can like talk to them, see what you think. I said, no, sign me up. How fast can I get signed up? And that was end of August. And that's 3 months later, here we are, and I have my own practice.
That's amazing. First of all, like, what a great friend group to have people around you who can inspire you to do, honestly, pretty scary and in some cases insane things. Who was it who referred you into Clinical Marketer?
Dr. Amanda Vojak.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she is just an amazing person, an amazing provider, and I trust her wholeheartedly. If she's doing something, I want to do it. So, and
Yeah.
she's only just saying your praises.
And she's been an incredible client, as have you. So it's no surprise that you're having the big growth that you're having so early in the game of starting this whole thing. So I'm glad that all that worked out. So to kind of just give everyone, I want to dive a little bit into a little bit of your backstory and things that you're struggling with before working with us. But walk me through, the numbers of like where you were, where are you now? And what kind of success did you see when you first joined the clinical marketer program? Whether
Sure.
that's a tangible thing, an emotional thing, whatever that means to you.
Well, the numbers were 0 first. Because this was barely even a concept, right? Of having my own practice. So let me say it this way, if I hadn't been doing this program so far, I'd probably still be at 0. And I wouldn't have been able to open my doors as fast. I would have no idea how to market myself. I would have been doing all the old school stuff. I'd have been knocking on doctors' doors and sending out flyers and like trying to join moms groups on Facebook and like, which is fine, but it wouldn't have been very fruitful.
Yeah.
Numbers wise, so my goal is to work 12 hours a week. That works for mine and my family's schedule. And so I am just now really starting to fill that up. Like, for example, I had 5 evals last week. I have 3 this week, which feels good. I sold my first paid in full package last week. This is only my 3rd week of seeing patients. So that felt really good. So, the numbers right now are small. I'm probably, I probably have made revenue wise like a couple grand.
Yeah.
But I've also only been doing this for 3 weeks. That's not, and only for like a couple hours a week. That's pretty good.
Yeah. What was it? You went the most you were doing before. You did hit like 500, 600. It sounds like, but 3 weeks in, you pulled in from the new sales strategies and the package sale that you sold. You're doing about five now. 5K.
Yeah, about 5K, which like, for being just a tiny little thing feels pretty good.
In 3 weeks, that is, what's
3 weeks and very part-time.
Yeah. And my favorite thing about like your story and the stage that you're at is of how new it is. And we're dealing with smaller numbers, although like, everyone throws out these huge flashy numbers all over the internet. Like my favorite ones are those beginning stages when you first realize like, wow, I really can do this. And I really can demonstrate my value where someone sees me as worth, $1,500 to $2,000. Like those light switches, they get flipped off in our brain. Those are my favorite ones to like see flipped in people because they're changed forever. Once you start dealing with bigger numbers, it's all really the same. There's not a whole lot of growth that comes from, doing $100,000 a month to $150,000 a month.
But from $0 to $5,000 is a lot.
Huge.
And that's one of the best things I've pulled out of this course so far are the soft skills. I mean, like the hard skills of like learning how to run a Facebook ad and like learning all the logistics and like the IT stuff. And I tell all my patients, I'm a PT, not an IT, like one letter makes no difference. So I'm not very good at those things. And I've learned a lot from this class. I'm so grateful for the videos. But the soft skills, I mean, a couple of things that come to mind. AJ told me, AJ Cohen was the one that he didn't really have to sell me, but he sold me on the program. But he said that what really sold me was, this is the class that you were missing in your program, in your PT program. This is the final class that you were supposed to take. And so all the soft skills of sales and marketing, and also just knowing your worth. Like you said, I started my own practice thinking, my goal is to make per hour, after expenses, I want to make what I was making at my current employer. No, PTs we are all we all complain about how our profession is so highly educated and so undervalued.
Yeah.
And then yet when we start our own practice, we just want to make the same amount that we were making before.
Right.
That makes absolutely no sense. That's stupid. And so this class has helped me realize, no, my worth and my skills are very valuable, and I need to let people know that. So that's the stuff that's really been the best part of the class.
That makes me really, really happy to hear, because that's the most important transformation that can happen. No, regardless of whatever metrics you can pull in as a business, having your own self-worth grow for it and seeing like a different future of like what you can create for yourself, that's the best result any coach or coaching company could ever hope for. So
Sure.
I'm happy that was the thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, what were like the biggest challenges that you had before the program that maybe like kept you from growing at the rate that you wanted to?
Well, like I said, since I really just hit the ground running. I had the idea. I talked to my friend Amanda, and then I just went for it. But I could say in a parallel universe, I would honestly just be sitting twiddling my thumbs. I
Mm.
wouldn't have a single clue what to do, and in the things I would be teaching myself wouldn't be the right thing. So I'm setting myself up for building good habits. I mean, even things like the daily trackers
Yeah.
that you guys made for me, I would have never thought of that. And like I said, not in IT, I couldn't have ever figured that out had I even had the idea to do it. And so it would have just been a much slower progress, and I would have been frustrated. I feel like I probably been much more likely to give up. Um, I don't feel like I'd be able to pay. My rent's not that expensive, but I feel like I would have had a hard time paying my overhead because I wouldn't be selling packages. I would just be praying that people come back for their next appointment.
Yep.
So I would have felt very isolated and underprepared, and this course has made me feel um maybe still underprepared because
Mm.
I'm a new business owner, but I feel very well supported. And I know that I'm surrounded by like-minded people and by people that have done it before. Therefore I can do it too. So it's very motivational.
Good. I love that. And what would you say, you've talked a lot about the kind of having the next steps, having kind of the emotional encouragement to give yourself permission to like value yourself.
Yeah.
What would you say are, one or two other things that you've taken away from this that have been the biggest needle movers so far?
hmm Um, Absolutely, the creating Facebook ads that would have never been on my radar to advertise on social media, and it's easy.
Yeah.
It's really, really easy. And I just so I'm on the optimization part right now. So where I'm starting to customize and personalize my advertisements and how I'm reaching out to my target audience. But even just using the simple basic stuff that you guys laid out for me has been how I've been getting people into my office. And I would have never, ever done that. So that's absolutely a pivotal piece. And then all the sales stuff that I've learned on our Friday calls.
Oh, yeah.
Just wow. I'm just a fly in the wall in those. And wow, every week I am taking away so many pearls of here's how you, I mean, I'm good at talking, but like, here's how you actually talk to people.
Right.
And then also just troubleshooting and keeping track of those numbers. I couldn't have been this organized without you guys laying the footprint for me. And you guys aren't doing any of it for me. You gave the foundation, and now I'm learning how to build these skills. And I think that's one of the most important pieces. So that way myself and other clients can then flock the nest and do these things.
Now, is doing these things, because I know a lot of people, they know they need systems, whatever that means. They know they need some sort of marketing. They know they understand that they need to track their numbers. They don't really know what it is, and it all just feels so ambiguous that it's like this really complicated thing. Are you surprised that at how easy or complex it was?
I would say it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Um, it the name of the spreadsheet is just your daily habit tracker. So this is like any other new habit. You need to just keep track of the small couple things, and then those couple items paint a huge picture
Mhm.
and tell you where you are doing well and where you're not doing well. Um, so it just is a point of being able to commit to making these habit changes. And so, even if you're doing this on your own and you're pulling some of your own numbers, that's as long as you're doing it, that's what matters. But you guys have shown me the right things
Mhm.
to check. As like I'm on the optimization section right now and going through like the monthly stuff with the ROAS. I'm like, I I knew what ROI was. ROAS is new to me and very, very
Yeah.
important. And so, like, I would have never thought to keep track of that. And I'm very
Mm.
grateful that you guys showed me that kind of information.
Yeah, well, you're making it really, really easy. Not everyone takes action the way that you do. And it seems like it's not just with us, it's just like how you live your life, which I admire and respect
Yes, that is true.
tremendously. Yeah, it makes our job really easy. Going from 0 to 5K a month in 3 weeks is no small
Mhm.
thing. It's really impressive how quickly you took action, especially implementing the sales components of it. A lot of people struggle with that. So it's really impressive to see what you've done in such a short period of time.
Thank you.
Now, has the things that you've learned so far and the growth that you've seen inside of your practice so far, although it's you have bigger dreams, you want to hit some bigger numbers and some achieve some more still, but has it impacted you outside of business in any way?
um, you should every day I come home from work. We actually, my family and I aren't even trying to call my new office work. We call it my studio or my office
Yeah.
because it's not work. Like it's so much fun. My current situation. I love my patients. I love my coworkers, but it's work. Like, and
Mm,
I don't feel like I'm that. I'm invested in my patients' care, but I'm not really invested in the business side. Whereas now when I walk home from my office, which is 4 blocks from my house, that's been the most beautiful thing instead of driving an hour each way. Um, I just am so energized and I just come home like to my husband, I'm like, babe, I love what I do. Like this is so cool. Like I'm making this. This
yeah.
is what I'm doing. And so of course it's spilling over into the rest of my life because when our professions, our work is such a crucial part to our
Mm,
identities.
yeah.
When you can feel like you have ownership in your work, it really impacts your identity too. And that's deep inside your core and your
Mm,
in a good way, your ego, if we get
yeah.
into like the Freudian stuff. But it has helped me realize I can do this. I'm capable of making something for myself. I thought I was going to be stuck in clinical work forever because
Mm,
that's what our terminal degree is. It is our clinical work, and I didn't know how to run a business.
mm.
But now I can just do what I want. And even if one day it's not physical therapy, I now know I feel like I'm a caged bird. And now it's open. It's like if I want to do physical therapy, I love this. But if I didn't want to and I wanted to do something else, I don't feel locked into that bubble. I can do anything else. If that feels really good.
Yeah, and I can feel like your passion around what it is that you do, and like how excited you are for what you have and what you have yet to build, and it's contagious. It's firing me up. My day was like a little boring, just like working on some new content and stuff. And this is definitely like middle afternoon when I'm crashing. I'm all like fired up now
Feels
because
good, right?
it
Can't wait to
does,
see the
it
rest of the
does.
day.
Having I love how you said that. Like when even if you're doing the exact same work, when you have ownership over it, the amount of fulfillment that you get for doing it, or when you're doing something that you don't want to do inside of your business. When you get on the other side of completing it, like that feels really good. And it just changes absolutely everything. So I couldn't agree more.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, for anyone who may be watching this video, considering whether or not working with a clinical marketer is the right move for them, who maybe already has a practice or maybe is considering joining a practice, what would you have to say to them?
This is the real deal. If I had found this on my own, without my friend telling me about it, I probably would have had more pause before diving in head first. I'm very grateful to have such an amazing colleague that I trust incredibly. So I want to be that person to you, whoever is watching this. This is the real deal. This is not snake oil. They're not going to do the work for you, but you are going to come out of this program so much more confident, so much stronger in all skills when it comes to running a business, but also just how you engage with people, how you feel about yourself. This is a game changer. So if you are on the fence, I want you to know this is the right thing to do. It's worth the time, it's worth the money, it is worth whatever energy you have to put into it to maybe put pause on some other things going on in your life. If you are looking for the next step to make yourself better or to start your own practice or to make your own practice better, whatever that is, do it. And Jordan didn't tell me to say that.
I really didn't. Becky, thank you so much for your kind words and not just being like a great person to work with who's extremely coachable, but for being the kind of person who just takes action right away. And you make our jobs so much more fun because you actually do the things and your passion for doing them, even like things that are hard that you never thought that you'd be doing. Like your enthusiasm really is contagious. And so thank you for making our jobs just way more fun and a lot easier, frankly.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And thank you for being here. Like I said, you got 2 young kids, you got a husband, you got a business, you have a lot of things going on in your life. And so it really does mean a lot to me that you could be here today to share your story. I know people are going to find it really, really helpful. So thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jordan.
Now, if anyone's watching wants to learn more about you, where could they potentially go to look to find you?
Yeah, my website is my practice name. It's hiddenstrengthpt.com. So it's HIDDENSTRENGTH.com. And you can reach out to me. I have my business Facebook page too. I'm happy to reach out and chat. Really, really want to help. If you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to share my experience even more.
Thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for watching. If you have questions, drop them in the comments below. If you're interested in just having a one-on-one conversation to explore the possibility of what working with us might look like, just throw me below. We'll follow up with you with some information.